Hi, buddy. What are you doing? All right, we're going to talk about what a fatal funnel is here. And since people have given me shit about not dressing the part, I thought I'd throw on my, let me turn this around so I can see that I'm in camera here. I wore my little, these are the vests. When you work undercover, we carry these vests around, and then if we had to make a raid or we had to throw something, we just throw it over our shoulder. Comes off easy, goes on easy. If the cops show up, we're out there shooting up the town, they know who the good guys are because they see the police. So I don't know what other states do this. California, on any task force we worked with, we always had, call them a high profile vest. So since somebody was ragging on me about not looking apart in my Crocs and my jeans, and I didn't have my little 511s and my neat stuff, I figured I'd get in my cop uniform. Hi, buddy. What's a fatal funnel? A fatal funnel, and again, I'm going over tactics as far as what you need to understand, how bad guys think, and how tactical thinks, and how police think, and how the military thinks, in case you're ever in that situation to where either you're helping, you're being a victim of any of those people, or you need to understand what somebody's doing, why they're doing it, and what the purpose is. If you get this as second nature, when you do it, or when it happens, you'll start naturally comparing those things. I mean, it's very hard for me to point a gun like this. If you see me in my videos, when I start talking about a gun, I automatically go into this 60, 70, 30, 60, 40 stance, and I mimic having a gun. And when we're clearing and we're doing clearing procedures, a lot of times we'll do it with no gun, with just hands, clear it, get the movement, then we'll do it with empty guns, and then we'll go to live fire. But one of the things that people need to understand, and you need to understand this as a citizen or a gun owner in your house, and somebody's breaking in, why this is advantageous to you. If you hear the gunshots in the back, I think they're shooting over, one of my neighbors is shooting over there doing something. A fatal funnel. It's the person hiding always has the advantage to the person looking. Because if I'm looking for you, I have to expose myself, I'm moving, I'm making noise, I don't know where you're at. If I'm sitting in wait, I can hear you, I can listen. If I can set myself up to only know in one spot you're going to come down, then I know how to set right up, and I know sooner or later you're going to have to cross this area. In the military, when we're setting up ambushes, that's exactly what we do. We see the terrain, we pick the easiest route because humans are lazy, and they're normally going to take the easiest route because they're not going to walk through thick brush with stickers when there's a nice little trail right here to where they can walk lazy and get somewhere quick. So guess where, if I'm setting up an ambush, I'm going to set it up. I'm not going to set it up in the bushes because the odds of catching somebody there is rare. I'm going to set it up in a path because I know that's where the enemy's going to come. That's kind of the fatal funnel concept in the military. What you want to do is, a funnel, if you can funnel somebody to one area and you just get a funnel, then all you have to do is worry about that one area where you're funneling them. If this was a door right here, let's say this is a door. Okay, this is a doorway, there's a wall here, there's a wall here. And I'm back here in this room. This is what's called a fatal funnel. Anybody that comes in here to get me and is searching for me and coming around here, I got one spot to look for, this door. Because I'm sitting in a room with one way in and one way out. So guess where my gun's got to go? Guess what I got to concentrate on? That one door. That's why when cops enter a room, you'll hear, get out of the fatal funnel, get out of the doorway. When you see cops enter a door, people go, why do they always run? Why don't they go in slow and look? If you go in slow in SWAT training, I don't know what they call it now, they change the name every 5-10 years, so it's either deliberate, if a very deliberate entry is a smooth, methodical, or it's a very aggressive, high risk, high loud intimidation theory. If you go in hard and just, please get out, you throw in a flashbang, you rush and you jam in, that's considered a very hard, aggressive entry. That way you catch them off guard, you stun them, they don't know, you confuse them, the flashbang bangs. When a flashbang goes off, it's just basically a loud firecracker, a percussion grenade that gets their ears. The ears is to the equilibrium, so it throws off their balance. It's loud, it makes a big flash, so it takes away any night vision. It causes them to close their eyes because they can't see. It blinds them like shining a flashlight in their eye. So by throwing a flashbang in, if the suspect doesn't know, most people, if you're sitting in a room and something bounces in there, you're going, what the hell is that? I wonder if that's a grenade. You naturally look, and then you're blinded, and you got a percussion grenade. Well, that's considered a hard entry or a dynamic entry. A deliberate entry is more methodical. When I come up to a room, we're going to stage, we're going to enter, we're going to clear that fatal funnel. We may mirror to see if anybody's in there, to see if there's any suspects. We'll put a mirror around it. If this is a door well, we'll put a mirror right here, and I can look along this wall. I can check the whole room without ever sticking my head out of that doorway. And that's called mirroring. But the fatal funnel theory is if you're being hunted, you want to set up a fatal funnel. You want to get in a position, one way in, one way out, and you got one thing to focus your gun on. And when anything comes in that door, you shoot. Okay? So that's considered how you use the fatal funnel in your favor. How you use that against you is if you're going in an area and you think somebody's hunting you. Shots fired. If you think somebody's hunting you, I don't know if y'all heard that. They're shooting off some weapons over here. Then you don't want to set yourself up to be that dummy that walks in and all they got to do is hold a door. So, if this is my room here and there's a doorway, this is the fatal funnel for anybody entering. However, if I'm in this room and that's my doorway, this is the fatal funnel. So when I enter this doorway, the last thing I want to do is spend any amount of time right here. Because anybody in this room, they got one place to focus their gun. And hitting a moving target is harder than hitting a standing still target. So when you see people enter doorways, you're going to see them shoot down walls or really interfere. If it's a dynamic unit, you'll see four and they'll just flood the room. Want to go here, want to go here, want to go here, and want to go here. And you just take target's opportunity and you clear that room. So if you want to come in a fatal funnel, when I come in a fatal funnel, I'm either going to go gun ready, we're coming in. I want to scan my area. Always keep your eyes and your gun in the same spot. If you see anybody doing this, not good. If I'm looking over here, my gun. I can't engage a target, even if I find one, without creating lag time to acquire my target with my sights and my gun. Therefore, if I'm scanning a room, I want this gun where my eyes are. If I'm looking at that camera, if I'm looking over here, I want to be able to engage whatever I see. It does me no good to be, wonder if something's back there. Oh shit, there is. A lot of lag time, bad move. So, when you enter a room, you want to get out of this doorway as quick as you can. So I can either come from this side and shoot down this wall and clear this corner, while my partner comes in this wall and clears this corner, and I'm clearing here and he's clearing there, and we're taking out, we got to trust each other. We can have two people come in. I can come in here and go here, he can come in here and go here, and we sweep to the middle. We can both come in really quick, sweep to the middle, to the side. He comes in, sweeps to the middle, to the side. Doesn't matter if he's moving this way and sweeping, if he's moving this way and sweeping, if I'm moving this way and sweeping. Sweeping is a term of just covering an area. I'm sweeping a position. I'm sweeping targets of opportunity. Understanding that fatal funnel and tactics is critical, because people that don't know what they're doing, and crooks and burglars and untrained cops or untrained military will gather in this hole, make their plan, talk, so who's ever in the room, and then they'll try to come in slowly and peek around and maybe do this. Very bad move. Minimize your time in a fatal funnel if you have to go through one. You have to know what a fatal funnel is. Doorways, hallways, areas that you're entering where there's only one way in and one way out. It's a fatal funnel. So it's not necessarily just a doorway. A lot of people get caught up in that doorway is your fatal funnel. There's other fatal funnels. Anything that gives you one way in and one way out, that means the enemy can predict where I'm going to be. And I don't want them doing that. Because if they can predict where I want to be, then they can set up a position on me, wait, and take me out. So I don't want to be in a position that the enemy can predict. If I'm sitting in here and I'm just sitting on this door and I'm waiting for somebody to come through that door, what I want to do is if there's two people and we go different ways, that divides the attention of the shooter. He has to, I'm creating lag time in that shooter. He has to identify which target he wants, which one is quick, and we'll go into target identification, threat analysis, and all that in another video. But he has to create a lot of lag time in deciding who's he going to shoot first. Is he going to shoot? Which one is he going to shoot? Is he going to engage this one, knowing this one's going to know? Is he going to abandon his engagement and go, shit, I got to get out of here and bail? Whatever the outcome is, the last thing I want him to do is sit here and feel comfortable knowing that I'm going to walk in his door nice and easy and make an easy standing still target for him to take me out. So that's the concept behind Fatal Funnel. Again, you use it to where you don't want to be in a fatal funnel. You also use it to where you want to get in a position to where you know the bad guys got to come into a fatal funnel, because it makes it easier on you. However, you need to realize that if they do come through there, they have options. They may not come through your fatal funnel. You know, failure to plan isn't a plan, or failure to plan is a plan to fail. If you plan and only have one way, this guy's gonna come in here and that's all my plan, that's bad. You got a plan, this is my one way, he's coming in, I know he's here. However, if two people come in, I'm engaging the first guy with one round and then engaging the second guy. If three people come in, I'm putting multiple rounds in that area and hopefully they'll duck down, and I'm moving to this position or that position to cover until I can reassess or re-engage. You have to have backup plans and alternatives. You can't have too many, because the more you have, the more lag time I'm creating in making that decision. Just like I want to create lag time when I come through a door, I want to have multiple targets, I want to be moving in different directions, I want to be yelling different from different ways, I want to throw a flashbang in, I want to uncoordinate, throw off his equilibrium, I want to create all this confusion, because that's going to increase lag time, that's going to increase decision time. The longer I can get him to pause on what decision to shoot, the quicker me or one of my partners can take a shot and take him out. So, understanding the fatal funnel, it's not a critical live or die, but it's just one of those fundamental things. If you're into tactics or you're carrying a gun, you know, there was a shooting in Sacramento at I think it was the Good Guys, and this Vietnamese gang took these hostages. I'll try to find a link and put it in here. And they had all these hostages laid at the door where the cops were going to come in. Because the Good Guys store was all brick, didn't have windows, it was all a brick building with one entrance. Perfect design for a fatal funnel. So this Vietnamese gang, thinking, laid down all the hostages in front of the door and tied them together so they couldn't get away. So now if the cops came in or threw a flashbang, they were going to hurt the hostages. So it really created a stalemate for a long time, and I remember, gosh, the radio was tied up and beeping. It was a long ordeal. But the cops end up shooting through the glass. They got a lot of heat from it. I love Sac Sheriff. Props to you, Sac Sheriff guys. Sac Sheriff, good agency. I like the way they work. They take care of business, but they're not overly heavy-handed, and you know, they do good police work, take care of the citizens, and they take care of business for the jerks. So what they did is they shot through this window and shot one of the bad guys. Well, something went wrong, because after they shot him, they knew there was 2 or 3 bad guys in there. This other dude that didn't get shot just started running up along these hostages going bang, 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 and shooting them as they were laying on the ground. And of course he was moving through the glass. The cops didn't come in. I think the cops, what they end up doing is blowing, they came through a wall and they put some explosives and came through a wall that wasn't a door. They made a door, blew a hole in the wall, because they knew the guys were expecting this was the only way in. And then they came in the back door and they blew a hole through that wall. So the shot through the front window was supposed to take this guy out. They were going to blow through the wall, come in the back, and then hit the guys from behind. Well, like usual, plans don't always go as planned. And he got off a few rounds, he shot a few hostages. After a few minutes, because of that plan, you can't enter a room. Let me check my time here, because this is kind of important. If you're oh, I'm at 14 minutes. I'll go ahead and end this one, and I'll do the next one on target identification and assessing a target. All right, we'll end that there on the fatal funnel.